Hi everyone and welcome to this week's video. It has been a little while since I have made a video. I've been working on a TV show and the time I had off I was extremely tired, so I didn't do much of anything except sleep. And I was basically a zombie, which leads me into this video's subject. That sounded weird. So I was basically a zombie. But that leads me into this video. So I've talked to a lot of my friends and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna totally dress up for Halloween. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. What are you gonna dress up as? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what? It's almost Halloween. What are you guys doing? So I thought today I would go over a very simple, super easy makeup trick to make yourself a zombie that you could basically put with any outfit you have in your closet. I mean, I could wear it with this outfit, which, I mean, I don't know. Dark Harbor is kind of spooky. I was a scare actor last year and got top performer, and let me tell you, that was a day. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this video. We're going to talk about makeup and being a zombie. So it's really super simple. You probably already have this stuff in your house. I did this a couple years ago because I had a Tinkerbell outfit in my closet and I went as Tinkerbell the year before, and I was like, well, that'd be boring if I did it again. So I decided, wonder if I was a zombie fairy. And that was super fun. I had bite marks and I had gash marks across my arm. And I did it using only this, I guess it's called school glue. Elmer's glue is what I know it as. Just the liquid glue will work. I used some Q-tips and some makeup for the coloring. You could use a makeup brush, like an eyeshadow brush. I just think it's more sanitary to use the Q-tips because once I'm done with one color I can just throw it out, and it's not like I'm using it on my regular skin and then my eyes. I don't know, I'm weird. I just like using Q-tips. It's also really helpful if you're using this like for a haunt or a movie set, and I know that you're probably not doing it this year, but for the future this would be really helpful to use. Sorry, I like stumbled on my words. It's been a hot second. Actually, it's been a cool minute since I've made a video, so I apologize for the roughness of this, and just bear with me. It's the end is gonna be awesome, so if you just sit through this with me, we're gonna be okay. The last thing you need is just some Kleenex. You could also use toilet paper, but I know that's a sore subject this year. So we're just gonna go ahead and whatever paper products you have laying around. You could probably use, ooh, I hit my closet. You could probably use paper towel. It would just take a lot more glue because you really need to saturate with the glue to get it onto your skin. You will have to reapply if you do decide to do this all day. I did that before I did my makeup at like 5 a.m. and then had it on until 10 p.m. So you'll have to just reapply some glue, so keep it handy. And you could do this anywhere you have like some exposed skin. You could do it on the back of your hand, you could do it on your face, you could do it on your chest a little bit, shoulder. Just, I would recommend not doing it like here in your elbow where you're going to be moving a lot, because the glue is going to come off and the paper is going to come off, and it's not going to look like a zombie bite mark anymore. It's just you're just going to be sad. So I'm going to just show you on the back of my hand because that would be easiest for me to film. Like I said, you could do this anywhere, just preferably somewhere without a lot of movement. So first you're going to take some Kleenex and you're going to tear it up. You're probably going to want some strips so you can bunch it up. You can also make gash marks using this technique. So you're going to take your strip of Kleenex, and you're going to take some glue, and you're going to put the glue on your hand where you want it. So I want it to go, oh man, it's not coming out. So I don't know what happened. I ran out to go change my glue because the glue cap wasn't working. And I started doing this and it wasn't recording on my camera. So that's completely my bad. I'm just going to show you really quick. This is the end result. All I did was take some glue. You're just going to put like a crescent shape. You could put two so it looks like bite marks like I did on my hand. And then you just put a piece of Kleenex down. I would recommend using like smaller pieces, like tearing this up, so it's easier to work with. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough. And then you're gonna put some glue on top because you want, oops. It'd help if it's opened. Golly, I'm a mess. Sorry, guys. Just put some on top. I'm gonna make this a puncture wound. Like someone had stabbed me. Because this, I mean, it could work as a zombie bite or a puncture wound. But saturating the Kleenex will make it look like it's your flesh. So it's coming out of your skin. And that's what you want, because this is supposed to just be an extension of your skin and not look like Kleenex glued on. So like in here, I left the little marks, the divots, that's what we'll call them. Little divots, so that way they're like teeth, and this will be like a gash. You just gotta let it dry. This isn't the quickest makeup technique you will ever see. You just have to have a little patience, wait for it to all dry, because if you put the makeup on right now, it's just all gonna blend together, it's gonna be a mess. While I'm letting this dry, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what the makeup that I keep on mentioning. So this is just an e.l.f. palette, super cheap, it's probably like $5 or $10. Now you wanna make sure you have a red, some black, and then some green and purple. So the green and purple is gonna be for like bruising. Sometimes even a blue and purple will work, or a blue and a green. Depends on what kind of bruise you're going for. And then the red helps with like leftover blood. And the black helps with, well, I mean, red and black is for blood. The blue tones are for the bruising. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I will come back. So it's been about 5 minutes, and even though it looks really glossy, everything is pretty dry. And what I'm going to do is start showing you how to color your bite marks, because right now it just looks like tissue paper and glue. So what you want to do first is the inside, and then blend out. I guess kind of like eyeshadow, I guess. It's been a real long time since I played with eyeshadow, so don't mind me. You want to start out like when you're drawing or painting or coloring, not necessarily drawing. Well, yeah, in most visual arts, you want to make sure you start out with the lightest color. The lightest color is this red. Now you're probably going to be using a lot, so make sure this isn't like your favorite color and they discontinued the brand or whatever like a year ago. So just gonna go around. Just basically all over the Kleenex, you want to make sure it's red. Anywhere you think there would be blood. And for funsies, I'll go ahead and do the gash mark as well. Okay, so you're gonna want to take another Q-tip. I'm gonna use this black. I don't know if you can see it too well. Yeah, I'm gonna be using that black. So the black serves to look like dried on blood. You know, like a scab. I want to make sure all those areas that are really pushed up have a bit of that black on them. I'll go ahead and move on to this lower bit. There we go. That's looking pretty good. So I'm going to start working on green. That green right there, because that looks like a nice bruise color. So these are going to be all those bruises. So you especially want to make sure you get the green on your exposed skin. I'm going to use the other side. We're going to use this purple. It also has some gray tones in it. So again, it's going to look great to be a zombie because you don't have that blood coursing through you. You can also like turn around and make sure you get a little bit more on the sides because bruising spreads. And this is kind of like acting, where with any character you play, you want to make sure you do some research. So say I'm playing a paramedic. I want to make sure I know what a paramedic would do and how a real paramedic would react to certain situations that I'm going to be in the movie, play, TV show, video, whatever it is. That way it's accurate and more realistic. And if it's more realistic, it's more believable. So the same thing with this. You want to like, if you ever gotten a bruise, or if you have a bruise right now, it'd be a good time to study it. Be like, so those are where the colors are, and this is how it spreads. So I bruise, and it's a little bit more green in this area and a little bit more darker in the other area. That's gonna make it look really cool later on and more realistic. Yeah, there we go. So I have all the base colors on. And what I need to do now is kind of just go back over with the red and the black, whatever I think needs to have more color. I have a lot of areas that are white that need to be taken care of. So while I blend this in, how are you guys doing? Like I said, it has been a couple of weeks. Are you guys still decorating? Still getting ready for Halloween? Watching scary movies? I've been posting about a lot of the movies I've been watching lately on Instagram. You can go ahead and give me a follow there and let me know what you think of the movies I'm watching, any recommendations you have. I'm willing to watch any movie once, at least to kind of like be able to say I watched it, because sometimes like movies, you watch the trailer and the preview and you're like, man, this is gonna be a terrible movie, but then you watch the movie and you're like, wow, that trailer was like really bad, but the movie was excellent. Some movies I'll watch like the first 5 minutes and be like, no, this is bad. And this whole process, I mean, if you're really quick and you know exactly what you want, you could give yourself like half an hour. But if you really want to take your time and make it look super realistic, you might want to give yourself more like an hour and use what you have. So if you have less time, just do a smaller area. Going back to movies, I have Disney Plus, and it was recommended that I watch Mr. Boogedy. I was like, oh, okay, sure, it's a Disney movie, it's Halloween, it'd be a good one. Oh my gosh, I kid you not, I could not get past the first 15 minutes. The only reason I sat through 15 minutes was because I was just like, oh, it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better. And the worst part is that there's a sequel. A sequel! And it's like recommended everywhere. You know, it's like, you should totally watch Mr. Boogedy for Halloween. And I don't know if they're trying to push it because they paid a lot of money to get on Disney Plus, or if people genuinely like it. Okay, if you're a really big fan of it, please let me know and tell me that it's better, like maybe after 45 minutes. I don't see it getting any better, but if you have a different opinion, please let me know. I'm willing to listen. Yeah, so that's looking pretty gosh darn good. So that is my zombie bite mark. I think it looks really cool. So enjoy this zombie makeup. Let me know if you use it. Stay spooky, guys.